Aborigani, Ekaro, and of course, good morning. My name is Jacob Renee, and welcome to episode 8 of Thoughts and Concepts. Today's episode is called Good, Bad, and Ugly. And that brings us to today's Jeopardy moment. Where is that from? Do 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 do. All right, so if you know where that's from, of course, put it in the chat below, and you'll be entered in this monthly's merch raffle. We'll send something out to you. So the term "the good, the bad, and the ugly" is actually a movie. Now, this movie is from way back. Actually, I believe 1966. It's a Western. And it was the main character is a guy named Clint Eastwood. And he has this famous line in the movie where he says, "You see, in this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with a loaded gun and those who dig. You dig," which is it may sound a little corny, but it just makes me giggle because it reminds me of spending time with my grandfather and my granduncles, and they grew up through that age of cowboys and Indians. I know. It may not be PC, but that's a part of their childhood, um, and all that good stuff. Kind of like Martin and Living Single was a part of mine. And they really loved it. They really loved it. One of the reasons I'm constantly saying the good, the bad, and the ugly because it's just me feeling like give me all parts of you. Come on now, give me all parts of you so I can make sure this is something I really want. I can really endure and be a part of. Um, yeah, so I can make some clear decisions and be completely open to what's in front of me. So you don't feel a sense to hide. Today's subject is really about us having hard conversations, which is a callback to episode 2 called Reviews, uh, aka Reflections. It's up. Going back, listen to it. And having these hard conversations, our goal is to gain clarity, which brings us to today's concept. Clarity in communication means making your message so easy to understand that the receiver grasps your exact meaning, avoiding confusion, ambiguity, or misinterpretation, often achieved through simple, direct language, logical organization, and providing necessary details so the audience can act or comprehend without guesswork. In short, it's ensuring the message is complete and actionable. And if you want to go back to like a little silly acronym, keep it simple, silly, KISS. So in reflecting, you're thinking about all the things that bring you joy and the things that you're actually responsible for and the things you're not. You're gonna now before you jump out the window to have these difficult conversations, you must have self-clarity, right? Self-clarity should come before you have any form of communication. You need to think about who your audience is, who needs to receive this message. Are they in the mind state to actually hear you? Because sometimes that's how we can have experienced those situations where you've been telling somebody something for the longest, and then some random that they don't even know will say the same thing and they'll have, oh, epiphany. And it'll be like, you never said it. Sometimes people aren't ready to hear it. And not only are they not ready to hear it, they may not be ready to hear it from you. You're not just jumping out the window to have these conversations. You want to be clear and extremely intentional, not only about what you're going to communicate, the tone you're going to communicate it in, and the overall experience of delivering that information. So that way you can really have a meeting of the minds, right? An equal exchange when it comes to communicating with somebody. And that's a tidbit from my sis, Tiffany Santana. She is a communication coach. So I'm definitely going to link her in the chat so you guys can go on over and check her out. She has these workshops where you can sign up and she'll spend time directly with you, helping you get over the hump of having these kinds of conversations. You don't want to get so stuck in your head about making this situation perfect because nothing's going to be perfect, right? It's just that you want to be as prepared as you can for all potential outcomes, preparing yourself for the good, the bad, and the ugly. What did Little Wayne say? Prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. And this is going to bring us to the second concept of the day, rumination. Overthinking, dwelling on negative feelings and repetitively negative thoughts. They keep you stuck on repeat. And that's not what we want, right? We want to reflect. We want to decide what we're going to say clearly and concisely as possible so we can just move forward, take those necessary actions. One thing I tell my daughter is don't be so foolish enough to think that you're the only one that may be annoyed in the situation, right? So you want to always be considering others, but also be clear and concise. You want to be able to not fall into a victim mentality, which is not an officially recognized mental health disorder of the DSM-5. If you know, you know. Put in the chat what a DSM-5 is. And that brings us to concept number 3 of this episode. I know we are like really, I know this episode is compact with a lot of concepts, but there's so many things you got to take in consideration when you think about having these type of conversations. And I want you guys to fully understand where I'm going or how I'm thinking when it comes to these situations. So victim mentality, a deeply ingrained psychological mindset where a person constantly views themselves as powerless and continually wronged by others. And this can manifest itself in chronic blaming, um, feeling attacked personally whenever somebody's giving you constructive feedback. And of course, you know what that does? It steeps in resentment, underlying resentment. So when you guys are putting these things into action, I want you to understand that everything we're doing can be quite difficult. Like I'm literally taking you guys on a journey of me doing my own homework. I'm doing these things where in real time, if you're watching this currently, or I've done these things. And sometimes I have to come back to these things because we're relational creatures, right? We were created to relate to one another. We can't give ourselves our own breakthrough. We only get that through relational relationships from others. You're going to consistently need this skill and perfect it as you go along in life because you're going to always handle people, right? You're going to always be engaged with people, may that be family, friendship, work, in the workplace, in church, everywhere you go. So put in the chat some of the things that get in the way of you having a hard conversation. That way we can continue to build community here. And just also so you can see you're not the only one. You're literally not the only one. All right. And next week we'll get into access. And that brings us to this week's hoodie moment. This you cannot buy. I'm sorry, guys. But it actually says City of Trenton Lifeguard. And fun fact, I was a lifeguard for 8 summers straight. Worked my way up to being the actual manager of my own pool. I learned so much for those summers, and that's why I just love this hoodie. It's one of those things I put on that takes me back to a lighter time. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys next week. And remember, you can't control the outcomes, so focus on you. Love to love you.